And we have Crackle. And we have a co-host.
Crackle.
Need to get the deoxit out again. Or
there you go.
Get a new mixing board.
Well, if the deoxit works, what the hell? Right?
Well, I've deoxited this thing a few times in the past year, and like more frequently than I've had to in the past. So I don't know, but anyways, I am here. You're here. We're both
this
here.
guy Steven is here.
Yeah, that's our very own Steven St. Peter, aka I don't think he likes his nickname anymore, but to many people he will forever be the Gimp. And we say that with all the love in the world. He once hosted a internet stream called Gimpination Radio.
Oh, excuse me.
I recall. Oh, bless you.
I could see that sucker coming.
You could see it coming. It just struck me funny.
Yeah.
That's all.
but
it's
it,
off there in the
it's
distance.
Actually, it's accurate though.
Got a little.
No, there's pressure
vision.
on the eyes.
Getting those spots
Maybe
in the eyes.
not being able to see was part of it.
Oh, you could see that you couldn't see.
Right. Or I could see that there's a problem.
I see, said the blind man to the deaf man.
So, hello, Steven St. Peter Jr.
Yep.
8436. Who knows why there's a number behind it?
Because there's 8,435 other Steven St. Peter Juniors. Obviously. And Bod Pro also in the house. So, hello, Bod Pro.
Hi, Mod Pro. Actually, I didn't see the posting.
Yeah,
it was there earlier. It was before I connected.
Right.
So on
right.
So my Twitch screen, I have two screens, a Twitch screen and a StreamYard.
Yes. So how was your Christmas and how was your yams?
Yams were, these are canned yams in tons of sugar, and I'm going to say not enough sugar.
They were not.
We added, there you go. They're not sweet potatoes; they're yams.
Well, if you add sugar, the candied yams, which I think aren't sweet potatoes and candied yams basically the same thing?
Yeah. But we did add some brown sugar, maybe enough, not enough brown sugar.
I see. So
and maybe not enough marshmallows.
Semi-sweet candied yams with marshmallows.
Right.
You got your ratios off. Well, you have next year to figure that. You have a whole year to figure it out. Now, did you have people over? Or No.
Just the two of us.
Just the two of us. Oh, now in the past, I thought you've gone out for reservations at places for holiday meals.
Well, we did for Thanksgiving.
But
today it was just. This time it was just here.
Okay. Just
with a turkey breast.
The two of you, get all turkey breasts and a can of yams.
Get rid of all the brown mashed potatoes and gravy. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have gravy, so I hogged it all.
You
and we got a chocolate pie of some flavor, silk pie maybe.
A chocolate pie. It's kind of a chocolate cream type of pie, or
not really a chocolate cream. Whatever. It was like chocolate pudding with a pie crust. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, that would qualify as a chocolate pie of some sort. Yeah. Now, Steve writing in, I will be busy in 2026. Holy Texas, Florida, and Washington State are in near future. All EV related. He's going out.
Oh, that's right. This is the EV guy.
Yeah, he's the EV guy.
All right.
But,
so here's a fun EV story.
Okay.
If you go back several years and you go down a highway like 101 that goes between San Jose through Gilroy, Santa Maria, Santa Barbara, down toward LA, okay,
Right. Right. The
it's
qu-
not exactly the Pacific Coast Highway, but then again, it's not exactly highway, Interstate 5.
it's
It's
not
kind
an
of in between.
interstate. It's kind of a highway,
Yeah, it's a
and
state
it
highway.
runs along
Yeah.
the coast in many areas.
Yeah, it goes by a big National Guard base, you know, before you get to Santa Maria or San Luis Obispo. Um, there are some places where you can go really fast. Okay, so the fastest vehicles on that road, the bigger the pickup truck, the faster.
Okay.
Okay.
More momentum, I
And it
guess.
back 10 years ago to now, same thing. Number one, big pickup truck. Some small pickups try to emulate that.
Okay.
So it used to be 5 years ago or so, this number two vehicle was the Honda Civic.
Okay.
They like to go like a bat out of hell. Okay.
Okay.
That has been replaced by a Tesla.
The Teslas are flying down the road
Yes.
from charging
Can't keep
station
up with
to
them.
charging station. Um,
And so the question for Stephen would be, are these more efficient by using them in a very fast way? I mean, most
Basically,
vehicles, gas mileage sucks the faster you go.
right. Cars are most efficient at around 60 miles
But
an hour, I
but
think the
we're talking
rule
about
of thumb
EVs though.
is.
But what are EVs
No,
though?
right. I'm getting
Yeah,
there. I'm
yeah,
saying that
sure.
I think the rule of thumb for gas vehicles is 60 mile an hour is the efficiency. And if you go beyond that, they get less efficient the faster you go as far as
Well,
fuel
and
mileage.
part of that is that
So, is there an equivalent for electric
cars that are made
vehicles?
in the States are typically, even on automatic, will be, yeah, 3 or 4 speeds.
Okay,
Okay.
right.
European cars will have 6 and 7, so they can gear up to be as efficient going like a bat out of hell, right?
Okay,
Not that I've ever owned one. I did rent when I was in DC this really nice BMW. Oh, that's right, because the current administration prefers that kind of car rather than some old stupid Chevy. They're out there making America great again,
okay.
sarcastically.
Someone's got to do it.
So they're taking their private planes into Dulles and then renting a hot car. And in fact, the rental agency we went to had Porsches, a couple of Corvettes, and a few hot cars, and then there was this very nice BMW.
So, Steve chiming in that speed does not affect range friction, plus regenerative braking helps.
Oh, I don't think
So,
they ever use the brakes. No, okay,
at
that's
some
fair.
point, they
That's
would
fair.
have to, Brian.
Now, with a hybrid vehicle, people will get like a Prius and decide, well, I can do these, 40-mile commutes and I'll get a lot of gas mileage. And they're disappointed that they're not, because they don't work that way. They're not designed for highway driving. They're really designed in the city.
So what are you currently driving?
Oh, I still have that Xterra gas guzzler, big
Ah,
gas guzzler,
and that's your daily driver?
only one.
Only one, only driver.
Although to the beach house, we take my wife's car, which is a hybrid Toyota Venza.
I see.
And one time we took an alternate route that was slightly slower, and the gas mileage was much higher.
Hmm.
Okay. which is interesting. But our goal is to be about 40 miles per gallon in that. And for an SUV that's not exactly a light car,
Right.
40 miles per hour is not bad.
That's not no. I'm
I mean, it's
I don't know what the average is for a hybrid, but for a gas vehicle, that's
yeah, that would be good.
yeah. No, yeah, I'm not getting anywhere close to that, but I don't have a hybrid. So
Right, exactly. I mean, comparing, yeah.
but
You might consider getting a hybrid, depending on your driving style
I
and where you're going.
I
A
still
hybrid
don't
might
know
work.
where we are. The thing about when I've thought about hybrids, well,
Yeah.
first of all, you want to make sure that you have a warranty that covers the battery for a long period of time, because that's a part you don't want to buy a replacement.
Well,
for.
the thing is, you don't keep a hybrid forever. My current thought is you keep it about 8 years, warranty or not.
Oh, I
And
I
then
run my
and
things
then
into the
at
ground.
8 years you want to get rid of it.
I want
Of course,
to.
I understand that Tesla's resale value is going to the trash bin. But
Well,
that's
I don't know.
That's
I
rumor until until
I-
it happens.
I still see a lot of them on the road, though. It's hard to tell. I mean, is anyone producing a competitive alternative to the Tesla as far as electric vehicles go
Oh,
that have
sure.
all the?
Yeah, I mean they're building. They're not as many. I'm seeing a lot of Rivians, but
But-
that's a large SUV and a larger pickup truck.
But what
Uh,
about with the? I mean, Tesla's got that self-driving feature that's from what I see is getting pretty good. Is anyone else competing with that?
There's talk about them being banned in certain areas in certain states.
I long term, I don't think that's going to pan out. The 8-bit guy did a pretty good review of the self-driving on his car, and there's different levels of the technology, but it's getting really good. Now, it's not, turn it on and go sit in the back seat. You still got to be attentive.
So now Steven wants to call in. I'm okay with that.
I don't know if I have a way to call him in.
You can't
I-
PM into the Twitch PM.
Well, he's not watching on Twitch. He's watching on YouTube. So I'd have to have some kind of a way to get a private message to him to give him a StreamYard link if he's got like a headset on his computer or if he's watching on his phone, a Bluetooth maybe. I think it's a browser link that.
Well, but even still, you go into StreamYard and it gets to Twitch. Big deal. Doesn't have to be on YouTube. Well, it'll eventually be on.
No. But I'm saying I had to get the link to him somehow without broadcasting it to the world.
Yeah, but YouTube has a PM facility.
It does?
Yeah,
I've never used YouTube.
I never
as
use
a
either one, but I know
communication.
that they're there.
Well, anyways, the point is as much as I despise Elon, I don't see Tesla disappearing. I think that the product is strong enough to weather.
Well, I mean, and like the
And-
Cybertrucks haven't been selling for really well at all.
and
So
heck,
what does it do? He dumps them on SpaceX and another Elon-owned company.
the Cybertrucks will go down in history like an Edsel, but I don't think it's gonna beat together
Exactly.
Tesla. It's
Yeah, well, sure,
They'll,
but that's
they'll
gonna-
come out with a better product for a
Yeah, the
truck
fact
option,
that
or they'll
they're
focus
faking-
on cars.
The fact that they're faking sales order numbers to get rid of them, that makes sense. That just means they're going to have to stop selling. Apparently, Ford is going to stop making the Ford Lightning.
Okay.
The F-150 EV truck,
The thing,
which
that
is
I
a
was-
shame because I think that's a decent one.
the thing I was getting at was, there's the battery concern. Hybrids tend to have a downside if you're basically driving around with two motors. So that's not that's an inefficiency in itself.
Not necessarily. You're going to get better gas mileage.
I remember I watched a TV episode about the topic. Of course, this was many years ago. The technology has evolved much since
sure.
then. part of the reason the Prius got as good mileage as it did is because the thing was a really small car. You get a gas car that size, you can get some pretty good mileage as well. So it's
Absolutely.
not it's an improvement, but it's not the drastic improvement that you think it
Well,
is.
and since Toyota stuck with it,
Yeah.
hey,
Doing ready to
I
get what
did
the
too.
hey?
Since Toyota stuck with working on hybrids, it's definitely improved since the early days.
I certainly it is. I haven't kept up with it.
Yeah, no, I mean,
but I've
getting
never
better.
really seriously.
Sure.
I never seriously considered, unless I think I've looked at them when I was in California.
Did
and
I
was
did I
thinking
have
about,
my Prius? Yeah, I had my Prius when we started
oh
working
yeah,
together.
oh you absolutely had a Prius when
Yeah.
we were there. And
And the
I
good thing is that driving to Tharco from where I live, it was all downhill, so the mileage going to work was great. Not so much on the way back. I don't remember what it was.
I considered something like that when I was in California, and I was wondering how long the wagon was going to last me. Something small to just drive around locally, because most of my driving in California was just local driving, and I was commuting to work every day. Now,
so yeah, a Prius would have been perfect for you,
right,
or any hybrid, really.
But now I don't commute by car. I commute by foot and by train. The bulk of my driving is highway driving. So I'm
I travel by foot. Oh, foot on the gas pedal. Never mind.
That's a you ain't Fred Flintstoning that thing.
That's right, on the gas pedal, not on the ground.
But part of me is considering: do I want to think of maybe a new car next year, or do I want to stick with this one? And
then if you're not driving it, then maybe buying a hybrid, which will be a lot more expensive because of the damn battery.
Right.
It's not even worth it.
I don't know. It's funny. When I was thinking of cars, I was thinking along the lines of how my dad normally and I know my dad growing up normally stuck to U.S. cars, especially Pontiac.
Sure.
Of course, there is no Pontiac now.
That's right.
I made a comment to that when I was like, I got to figure out what I'm going to do next year. If I'm just going to keep this thing on the road or if I'm going to replace it. And I'm like, but I don't know. There's the Ford Focus is kind of that option if I want to stick with Ford. What is it? A Chevy? What's Chevy's sedan option these days?
The tiny one, the Cruise. My dad had one.
Isn't it a Chevy Malibu? Or is that?
Well, that's also that's an option as well. Sure.
Right. I mean, that's kind of your average.
But would you go with a sedan,
option,
or would you go with a SUV or a hatchback type?
Or
a wagon?
I've driven those all my life, but they weren't really. I never really. I never really chose that. They kind of chose me. I mean, heck, my current SUV
but you're used to throwing shit in the back of the vehicle, right?
Not that all. I mean, it's nice to have the option, but
and you like to have your surround system in a larger vehicle like that.
In reality,
to be honest,
no,
the best sound system I ever had in a car, which was not surround, I've never had a surround in a car,
right,
was my Mustang, because it was the, shall we say, high-graded stereo that was offered. It was fabulous.
My surround system,
it was a small car.
My surround system will work just as fine in a sedan as it is in the current car. I mean, it's throwing the back channels to back seats, not to the back area.
True.
And if it was back there, it'd be kind of distant and reverberating and problematic.
Reverberating and sound even cooler.
That's not a factor. That's the sound will work fine in the sedan. It's just that it's nice to have the option, but it's not like I even use that one seat. I'm trying to think when the last time. I guess the last time I used that was the summer before this past summer, when me and my siblings went down to Cape May for a weekend. and it was like, how are we going to get all our stuff in? Because one of them was going to drive, and it's like, we can't fit all this stuff in any of our cars. I'm like, dude, I'll drive. Throw it in mine. I drove us down to Cape May after driving down from Massachusetts all morning. So it was drove the whole parkway. So anyways, that was the last time I really used it. So it's one of those things it's been nice to have, but when thinking about options for a car, I don't use it enough to justify that as a priority. A sedan will get me by for most of what I do. And heck, it's not like you know what I'm going to do if I get a new car. I'm probably going to keep the old one parked in the driveway until it won't move right anymore. Is what I'll do.
I'm kind of curious, what if it's not really usable, why do you even keep it?
It is usable. It's just at
some point it's not going to be usable anymore. The battery's going to die just by sitting there.
Well, the point is that if the plan is to drive it periodically, keep it usable, and then I have the option. To if I need it, maybe I'll take that grocery shopping to keep it on the road while using the new car for my highway driving and things like that.
And so the extra auto insurance doesn't hurt you?
Heck, I did it for the last car, didn't I?
And you didn't mind the extra auto insurance that was barely
I didn't notice that drastic of a difference.
Okay. Just checking. Checking.
But I mean, it's something I'll review. I'll review the options. If it's worth trading in or not, or probably I won't do it right away. I'd probably, but if
So Stephen is asking if you live near Tewksbury.
Tewksbury.
Where the hell is that?
Well, there's one of them in New Jersey. There's one of them in Connecticut, but he's probably asking about Massachusetts. It's one of those names that gets around. I don't know where it is. Let's see where it is. It is at around where 495 and 93 meet on the northern end of things. So I am south of Boston. That is north of Boston. So I mean, it's on the right side of the state as far as east-west goes. But wrong side as far as north-south goes. So,
yeah, he confirmed Tewksbury. I can say it wrong. Tewksbury, yeah, Massachusetts.
Okay. Yeah. So no, that's the other side of Boston from me.
Speaking of Mass, okay.
Mass.
I went to University of Connecticut.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about Christmas Mass.
As everybody knows as UConn. Okay. Now, Massachusetts has the University of Massachusetts, which is the big rival of UConn.
UMass.
And some people would just call it Mass instead of UMass.
Okay.
So, like, if you want to insult somebody from there, you would say Mass. Well, it's better. Nobody would ever.
Or if you're a priest, you would say Mass.
Well, there's that too. Yes.
I'm just going to keep running this into the ground.
Yes.
So does that mean,
Stephen, this is how the show falls apart.
So does that mean you were running a con?
See, there we go.
There it is. There it is, right there.
Right there. Hit the buzzer.
So, anyways, I forget which thing. Now, Dune asking, does Brian know you spent Christmas with the Christmas family? That was a Dune hearing. I was telling Dune about how Kristen's family came over, and he said, which Christmas family came over? And I had to stop and think about it for a while and to realize that he misheard Kristen as Christmas.
Oh, okay. But how did he get my name in there?
Well, he's asking me if you know that I spent Christmas with the Christmas family.
Oh, wow. Am I misdirecting the whole...
Oh, you're up to your usual standard. So
sure.
I think Dune just wants to hear some Lawrence Welk again. Is all it is, because
Was that the big flavor of the month, flavor of the season for you guys?
no, that was the unexpected Christmas gift. Is Kristen's parents came in, and Kristen's dad handed me a plastic tub filled with VHS tapes of their home movies, because he's heard about what a good job I've been doing with, my home movies and my aunt and uncle and cousins' home movies, that they wanted to get in on this action. So I have another tub of home movies I'm working my way through, and I look through them, and there were 2 tapes that were of my mother-in-law's childhood home movies that had been VHS converted in the 90s. And of course, the immediate thought that comes to my mind is, where are the original films? Well, Kristen thinks that the original films are likely gone, knowing her grandparents, and they've moved around, and they probably didn't hold on to them, although no one's asked. So who knows? But it's like, all right, well, this is what I have to work with. And I know a bit about the tech of it. So I know that this tape is going to have some artifacts of the transferring tech of the time, right, that I'm going to need to take into consideration. So I throw the tape in, I cue it up, and I see the picture, because my transfer computer I don't have speakers hooked up to, so I don't hear the sound until I get the capture and move it onto my main computer. But I saw that the level meters are moving. So I'm like, well, either they had a sound camera, or whoever did the film transfers decided to add some music to it rather than give someone a silent VHS tape, which was a standard practice at the time from what I recall seeing, is that they advertise, we add music to your silent movies. And I'm like, I can turn the speakers off. So I get the file loaded in on my computer, and I pull it up, and I'm like, let's see what this has to it, if it was a sound camera or if it was added music. And I was greeted to this. And I was like, my God, I've got to Shazam this. I mean, that's the obvious first thought that comes to mind when you hear something.
Right.
And I Shazammed it, and it was Lawrence Welk, which I found odd, because I doubt a budget transfer operation of the 90s would have paid for sync licenses for copyright music. So my guess is they were not in compliance with copyright law, and I guess they got away with it. So not only did I Shazam this, I Shazammed a few songs, and I found out they literally just used a 3-disc Reader's Digest set of Lawrence Welk. Just hit play and let it run through the... It was not a mixed selection or anything. It was literally a 3 CD or 3, because maybe they had it on cassette even.
Lawrence Welk died in 1992, so...
And the set came out in 91.
Hmm?
The set they used came out in 91, a year before he died.
Maybe they realized, oh yeah, stuff is... Whatever, yeah, they probably cheated.
Yeah, I do not think that they paid for a sync license.
Right. By the way, how long have I been doing? We've been doing the show together.
Heck, you started calling in shortly after moving to Singapore.
Yes.
And
so that's roughly 12 years.
Yeah.
And Twitch has been around that long, right?
Maybe, I don't know when we started streaming to Twitch, because back then it was still a station.
Well, we were still doing HB, right?
Right, it was on HB, and I had simulcast to YouTube for a long time, but I don't know when I start, because we were doing the Hangouts that would
right, and we were using another tool rather than StreamYard, and oh, by the way, StreamYard is way better.
Yeah,
the other was so complicated.
Well, we were doing Hangouts, and then we were doing that Team Talk that I would set up.
Right.
that
I
was
think it's
complicated
still
too.
on this computer, but that just means this computer is old.
Yeah. So, but then,
Yep, I still have it there. Oh yeah.
and so
Team Talk 5.
so anyways, the
Anyway, my point is quickly. So we've been doing this, probably doing Twitch probably 5 years at least.
okay.
I just noticed now that if a person's on YouTube, StreamYard gives you the emblem that tells it it's YouTube, and Twitch gives you the emblem that it's on Twitch.
Ah,
I just
because-
noticed that.
well, we don't
I mean, when you said that Steven was on YouTube, I go, how do you know that? Oh, because it's obvious.
it's because of the big red play button.
It's right. That's
It-
right.
Yeah, I was
Because I went over. Maybe I'll push it. Oh no, that doesn't work.
but well, that's the thing. We don't get many write-ins or views from YouTube, so you haven't had an opportunity to observe that all that much. So
Right.
that's probably why that didn't immediately jump out at you. Understandable. So yeah. So anyways, that was the fun little gift there. Now, of course, now I got to figure out what I'm going to do with this conversion, because I don't know if you know this about home movie conversions back in the 90s. But you might the way they were done was by literally projecting into a projection box. You're probably familiar with a projection box, right? Where you would have a
Sure.
box with the opening that you project into and a 45-degree mirror that would then project onto a screen on the side, and you literally pointed a video camera and focused on the screen.
Sure. Rude and crude. Yes.
Right. But that's how they did it. Well, for consumers anyways. I don't know at what point consumer film scanning that would, scan each individual frame became a normal thing.
Right. Or digitize the VHS feed, whatever it is, from
But-
from a DVI out or something.
Well, film scanning would go to digital, scanning each individual frame. I don't know at what point that became a consumer,
Sure.
a standard consumer service.
Sure.
But for 80s and 90s, it was focus a video camera at a little screen on a projection box. The thing about that, though, is that the frame rates of these movies would run at 16 or 18 frames a second, depending what type of camera took the movies, which is not compatible with NTSC 29.97
Sure.
interlaced frame per second. And so the way they would deal with that is that they would have variable speed projector, and they'd run the projector at a faster rate of 20 frames a second to reduce the flicker, which means that I know that this VHS is running the movies too fast. So first thing is they do make filters that you can find and filter out duplicate frames and blended frames to get it back down to a 20 frame a second clean version of it without all the noise in the duplicate frames to improve it. But that's still running too fast. So then you could set it to play back at 16 or 18 frame a second, which in this case, it's a regular 8 camera. So I need to set it to run at 16 frame a second, which turns the 2-hour VHS tape into a 2.5-hour program. So now it's going to take them an extra half hour to watch these movies at the right speed. But the music isn't going to be the right length for it anymore unless I time expand it and make it sound awful. So that's kind of what
What you could do is you could stick in some, Led Zeppelin in between some of the songs. Now for something completely different.
Well, the other thing is that I have to kind of figure out part of it. Well, I don't know if I'm going to include this or if I'm going to just try to figure out how to spell things, because the movies are indicated by narration.
June 16th, 1963. Becky's baptism in the backyard at Malaga Street.
So now I got to figure out how to spell Malaga.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Yeah, so that'll be fun. But yeah, they have different narration points when they change scenes, which won't line up right anyways. If I
October 3, 1964. Picnic in Laguna Mountains.
so yeah, that's what I have there. So that'll be interesting.
Zowie zowie.
And I got free, no royalty paid Lawrence Welk music if I want it. So, anyways, we were talking about your yams. We didn't talk about my Christmas was good. Uneventful. I mean, they came over. Unfortunately, Kristen's family did not bring their Cards Against Humanity set with them, so we played other games. But it was a good day, and came and went. Now I'm getting ready to celebrate New Year's. I got to drive down to Jersey on Wednesday and bring in the new year, and then drive back home on Thursday. So that'll be fun. And I've made fruit cake, so I'll bring the fruit cake down with me, so me and my dad and uncle can split them up and enjoy fruit cake with New Year's Eve treats and drinks and whatnot. Yeah. So
you spent Christmas where?
Here.
In Massachusetts.
Yeah. We had Kristen's parents and we had Kristen's family over.
Cool.
Yeah. We trade off years. So next year we'll go to Jersey for Christmas.
Right.
And then in 2 years we'll host again. So I don't have to host again for another 2 years. Maybe I'll get to make a turkey again.
Yeah.
This year Kristen made a roast. It was very good with the horseradish sauce.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I like the idea.
Twice baked potatoes. Some kind of a Brussels
right, because
sprout,
once is not
cranberry
enough, right?
thing. Yeah, no. Well, she figured that would be easier than mashed potatoes, because at some point you're multitasking, getting everything out at the same time. So she, thought about what's going to be easy and simple and straightforward. Twice baked potatoes. They go in the oven, they heat up, they come out when the roast is ready, and there you go. And yeah. All work well. Although grocery shop, I gotta tell you, grocery shopping the week of Christmas sucks. Because
oh yeah,
you got to go grocery shopping every week. So
absolutely.
So it's not like you could just skip that week, and then you got everyone, and they're like, I don't make extra trips. I don't understand. Everyone seems to forget to get things on their normal trips. And then, so our normal grocery shopping night is we usually go grocery shopping on Wednesday evening. We avoid the weekend rush, and it was great when we would go to Stop and Shop to do our grocery shopping. But our local Stop and Shop really sucks. We had the problems with the ground beef being rotten. We had stock issues, bare shelves. They never figured out how to keep their stock and their inventory going well. And at some point, it stops becoming a supply chain issue and starts becoming a mismanagement issue. Because you notice other grocery stores in the area have recovered from supply chain issues and have things on their shelves, and the store you're shopping at every week still has a lot of bare sections in the shelf that you're having to do extra trips to other stores to fill in the gaps. At some point, I'm like, fuck this. And we've been shopping at Market Basket, which we had to drive to the other side of town to get to. And the problem is that there's such a good grocery store. Everyone else also drives to the other side of town to go there, along with all the people that are on that side of the town. So Wednesday evenings, you'd think that weekday evenings would be pretty dead, pretty calm and quiet. in just about every grocery store, not Market Basket. Oh my God, and I don't know what it is, but it seems that there are always people in a grocery store that are completely oblivious to how to navigate a grocery store.
Oh, yeah.
I try my hardest to be aware of where I am and where people around me are trying to get to. You know, I do things like make sure that I don't stop a cart next to another cart or next to a display. If I need to look at something there, I'll wheel down a little bit so that there's a gap for people to walk around. Then I'll go back and look at the shelf there. I'll if I am standing someplace where something is next to me blocking it, I kind of keep an eye on the peripheral vision. So if someone's approaching, I can back out of the way. No one else seems to do these things.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh my God. And the thing is everyone seems to go through the grocery store at roughly the same pace. So when someone gets in your way in one aisle, at the first aisle you're on, you know you're going to be seeing that person throughout the rest of your time in that store, and you're going to be cursing their name, whatever it is, as you're walking out the exit, because these stupid idiots have been in your way every damn aisle. That's true. I don't know if you've observed that, but that's what I've observed, is that when someone gets in your way early in the trip, you're seeing them the rest. They keep pace with you, and they keep being oblivious. There's always one or two of them with you the entire way. But Wednesday was Christmas Eve. And Kristen and I both knew, like, there's no way in hell we're going grocery shopping Christmas Eve. That's just not happening. We'll go on Tuesday. So I'm like, but it's still going to be probably a pain. And I'm like, I got it. Because the week before, the 17th was a Wednesday. We had picked up the bulk of what we needed for Christmas dinner that week. We had the roast in the freezer. We had the potatoes. We really stocked up that Wednesday. So when it came around to the 23rd to do our shopping for that week, I'm like, look, this is just kind of a supplemental trip to get us through the week. We could probably get away with going to Stop and Shop and avoiding the crowd and just get what we need there. I mean, we got pretty much the bulk of what we need. So we drive out to Stop and Shop, park, get in there. It's dead. It's quiet. I'm like, this is going to be nice. The first thing Kristen goes to look for, they don't have it. The second thing, the produce department was a mess. They didn't stock anything. So, she's like, I'll figure it out. I'll have to go somewhere else. I don't know what I'm going to do. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess we're going to Market Basket. Let's put back the 3 or 4 things we put in the cart, and so we literally did that. We literally took the stuff out of our cart, put the cart back by the entrance, and walked out. I mean, that's how bad our Stop and Shop is. Our Stop and Shop is so bad, if I go there to go shopping, I will literally empty the cart and leave to go to a different grocery store. That's how bad they are. And my God, it was, and Market Basket sucked too. It was it was mobbed. It was not fun, but we got through there. We got what we needed, and we got out of there.
Do you ever go to a Walmart, Super Walmart?
I've been to a Super Walmart. I don't think I've ever done my major grocery shopping there, but I have picked up things while there. Like our Walmart in our town is a super center, so it is like a grocery store with a Walmart attached. I don't know how it is to do weekly shopping if their stock is as good as a regular grocery store, but I've bought things there.
Yeah, so we don't use Walmart as the main place.
Right.
We tend to go to several different places.
Huh.
One of the things is, Safeway pretty much has everything, but their prices are so fucking high. Give it a rest. We don't do Whole Foods because they have that
Wait,
reputation.
wait
of
I,
being,
I thought the prices were down. I thought that was all solved.
not at Safeway.
No,
And
that
Safeway
that was
said,
sarcasm.
Safeway said, or I should say, Kohl's been wanting to buy Safeway for quite a while. Because Safeway, actually, it's a large chain. It's Safeway, Albertsons, Vons,
There's very few grocery stores.
a bunch of others. It's a large chain, really, West Coast. And Kroger would love to get it in there. And they claimed that, if we buy, if we're allowed to buy into Safeway and Albertsons, then we can reduce prices.
Yeah, that's how monopolies work.
On what planet are you from, you asshole? I don't believe you.
No. But Brian, those high prices you're paying, that's a hoax. That's not really happening.
That's what it. That's what
It's a hoax.
You're right.
You're imagining that you're paying those prices.
But when I look at my bank account, I don't know. That doesn't look like a hoax. Anyway,
it's a hoax. All the hoax. But no, well,
amazingly enough, right now, gasoline prices are down even in California.
Well, we got that going.
Who knows why? But not all of them. I mean, some like. Did you guys not get the memo?
They'll figure it out when sales go down. But anyways, unfortunately, the Powerball retirement plan did not work out this time around.
Damn. Actually, what did that close out at?
Oh, I don't know that it reached 2 billion, but it was getting close to there. Although, of course,
I was thinking that it would be. Can you imagine suddenly you wake up and you go, holy shit, even after taxes, I am a fucking billionaire.
That would be, it was not to that level.
Right.
One, if they know what they're doing, probably has a pretty good start to a billionaire if they invest smartly, intelligently. Sure. But no, someone in Arkansas won the jackpot, and
wow.
So now, yeah, single winner, good for them. I tried.
So there is one family farm that's not going out of business. Unless it says I don't need this shit anymore, and just walk away from it.
I would I'd give notice. I'd trade my replacement. All right.
Yeah, because you're a nice guy. Yeah.
I'd interview, get the person in there, hand things over, wrap it up in a nice, neat little package, and yeah. Well, I mean, that's the thing. That's when the job's really fun. When there's nothing on the line and you don't give a shit anymore.
I worked for this one company where, you get these lottery pools. Everybody put in some money. So basically the whole department, well, it was a small department. I think there was 4 or 5 of us. Pooled our money together, bought the lottery ticket. If we won, we're all just going to walk out the door. Not even any notice or anything. Go fuck yourself.
Well, I remember when we were doing that at Tharco. We were as a department buying the tickets, and I back then that was when I was on my this is throwing away money soapbox. But I threw in my $2 as more of an. For me, it was an insurance policy.
In fact, to me, you don't want to be the only guy left.
Right. That's what I meant by that was an insurance policy.
Exactly.
I'm not going to be sitting there working while you're all posing
partying
the big
and
check.
Stuff like that.
Yeah.
Thumbing your nose at me. No, I that's the only time I buy into lottery tickets, when you've got a group. Yeah, you need a couple of bucks. There you go.
Well, have you ever seen that work? Like, usually it's someone that bought a single ticket.
Typically, yeah.
Yeah. So I just buy my single ticket when it gets up.
Or there'll
enough.
be multiple tickets to get the number, but they're not related to each other at all.
Right. Sometimes you do get split between 2 winners.
Yeah.
But,
or more. Sometimes there's no reason why it can't be 20 people.
But I don't think I've ever heard a story, or the other thing is that opens up the door to some kind of a legal nightmare. I think there was a story about someone who was part of an office pool and also bought her own ticket, and her claim was that no, the ticket that won, that was my ticket. That wasn't the office pool ticket.
See, that's why you don't do that. Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean.
People are going to be suing you.
The office pool, typically you photocopy, so everyone has their photocopy. So it should have been easy. But so she probably, I don't
do it right.
Or she probably happened to hit. And of course, if you have room to claim shenanigans, of course you're gonna. I mean, that kind of money does crazy things to people. Of course, someone in the group is gonna be like, "No, that was one of our. You used our money. That was you traded them." Like what the? But when you're that close, you get crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's the stories. You don't hear happy stories about the group of employees that all got to walk out at the same time. You hear the lawsuit stories.
You ever watch? Do you watch much on HGTV? The Home and Garden.
Not at all.
There is one program. These are all kind of reality shows, House Hunters, et cetera, et cetera. But there is one where the host meets up with a big lottery winner to help them buy a house. And generally speaking, those stories are about a single person that won a lot of money. So boom, they can buy a house.
Man,
it can be an interesting show, but the way I look at it, like not everybody can buy a house like that. I like House Hunters because people are buying, regular people are buying a house.
Okay.
And like, hey, you could be on that show because you just bought a. Oh, you didn't.
I didn't. Not recently.
Not just recently.
Not just recently.
But although there is a lot of fakery in that show.
Oh yeah, it's TV.
Because sometimes the house actually belongs to a friend of theirs and they're not really buying it. So they're just kind of showing off what a house for sale would look like.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. We that'll all get replaced with AI slop in the next 5 or so years.
Actually, I do like the what is it, Homes.com, where people are sitting at the dining room table and suddenly they fall to the floor, and then poof, they're on their chairs again, and then poof, they fall on the floor as the table disappears, because people that are looking at the house online can see it without the furniture, so they hit the button to remove it. It's kind of clever.
That's amusing. So, yeah. Well, I guess that's that topic. Trying to think, is there anything else that's gone on? I mean, I talked about the VHS. I'm working on more movie transfers, but I'm also working on. I was browsing around on eBay, looking at 8-track tapes, as I do. Actually, I was scrolling through Facebook, looking at 8-tracks, and someone had a pile of K-Tels that they were selling, and I hate doing the Facebook purchasing, because then you got to deal with, sometimes people don't want you to do the friends and family, or with PayPal, so then you got to have that awkward conversation of, I'm sorry, but you're a stranger on the internet, I don't trust you, type of conversation. Or you get people that never respond to you. Also, this person posted it and said, I'm cross-posting across multiple groups, so now I have no idea what has and what hasn't, so what is or what isn't available. But there was one tape in there that I'm like, oh, I haven't seen that one on 8-track before. I didn't. Now,
are you getting people that are local to you, or is this all over the place?
Well, this was through a group that I'm a member of, so it was not sorted with any locality. So I doubt they were local.
Within a group. Okay, so it's not just.
So it was going to be mailing, and things like tapes are pretty easy to mail. It's not like. 32 Sony Trinitronic CRT
so like
TV.
When I was working with my nephew, he had a friend that was helping, and he would post things on Facebook Marketplace for locals to come and see this shit. Furniture and stuff like that from his mom's house.
Okay.
And this guy was actually good at it because he was on top of the game.
You gotta be
as a sales guy, yeah.
Like I remember 2 years ago when I was trying to find a dining room table through Facebook Marketplace, everyone I messaged ignored me.
Yeah.
I ended up having to go to a kind of a local antique store that had a decent dining room table that met what I was looking for, which they did post pictures of it to Facebook Marketplace, but it was basically, we have this at our store. So I'm like, let's go check out the store,
Sure,
because so that was because I had like 3 or 4 others that I reached out to that were local, that were cheaper, and they didn't take the listing down, they didn't respond. It was like, how fuck this. So yeah,
in fact, what cracks me up, and I sold some stuff and bought some stuff on Craigslist,
right?
And there you just say, give me your, dude, just give me your email address or your phone number, and then we can talk, okay? Right. And people say, is that still available? Well, just give me your phone number and we can talk about it. But on Facebook Marketplace, the standard response is this still available? Or maybe it should say, are you fucking paying attention?
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. I came to realize, I don't know if this was going on with me, but as I looked more at listings, I saw more people saying, if you're reading this, it's available. And I'm like, how do you fucking know? I mean,
because you take it down when it's no longer available.
Yeah, but I might come across it during the 5 seconds between you finishing the conversation and coming to take it down. Is it available? I think is a perfectly natural opening line. To me, it's like, how do I start the conversation?
I get that.
Is it available? Is an icebreaker. I don't want to be like, hey, dude, I want to buy that.
Right. Well, I'm interested. Yes.
You
Sure.
open a conversation. Hey, is that still available? Not like, well, let's talk about prices. Would you take this? Would you gotta open the conversation. Is it available? Dude, just
to me, opening the conversation is, don't ask if it's available. Just leave your phone number and you call me.
Well, that's not normal Facebook. Heck, I had a situation. I wanted to buy a cassette deck off of someone off Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, sure. No, I agree. It's not standard Facebook. Yeah.
Well, so it was a decent cassette deck. It was exactly what I was looking for, and it was, they only wanted like $20 for it or something. So I'm like, okay, where should we meet? And they go, well, let's meet at the YMCA parking lot. Now, there is a parking lot right next to the YMCA, and it's a paid parking lot, although you could get in without paying. I think it's more of a you have to. So I didn't pay. I just, because I was just going to be right there and in and out, and that was no problem. That wasn't the problem. The point is that when you say YMCA parking lot and I look on a map, that is what I considered the YMCA parking lot. Sure. Now, apparently, there's another parking lot nearby that she might be referring to. And I don't know. She might have been referring to the parking lot across the street from the YMCA next to the library, which I would consider the library parking lot.
Yeah. Right. But that's your point of view. That's the whole point.
But I never figured that out because I went to the obvious YMCA parking lot. I messaged her and said, I'm here. And she says, I'm near the back by the rocks. And it was night. It was dark. It was pouring rain. It was miserable. And I get out and I'm walking around this parking lot looking for rocks. She's not. I'm like, where are you? I can't find you. She's like, well, where are you? I'm like, I'm in the parking lot. The YMCA parking lot? Yes, the YMCA. And at some point, I basically decided it was not worth this anymore. I was done with this.
Now, was there a main front door that you could see?
There was
to the YMCA.
There were different entrances, but
Well, most often a place like that would have a main entrance.
The parking lot was behind the YMCA. So I'd have to walk around the building. I was at this
Or
point.
you could say, "Well, I'm looking at the back door."
At this point, I was. This
You
is
were
over. This is not a problem that could be solved anymore, Brian.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, the person was an idiot.
At this point, I was done. I was done. I was getting in my car. I was getting home. I was getting dried off. So I basically said,
I'm curious. Why did you even get out of the car?
because they said they were in the parking lot.
I would drive up car to car before getting out.
I didn't know what I was looking for, and
That's fine.
well,
Yeah.
keep in mind it was a downpour, so like the windows are all wet, and I got the
Right.
wipers going. But
in that case, the thing
it's
to do,
much easier to see what you're doing if you get out and walk. And I thought it was going to be walk to the back.
here's what I would
hey,
do.
20.
Here's what I would do. I'm
Okay.
in a Ford station wagon and I'm driving around the lot
Well, I told her what I was
with
in.
my flashers on. And if you
Well-
can't see me, I guess we're done.
Well, that wouldn't have worked because I don't think we were in the same parking lot. So I basically reached a point where I was just pissed off, and I was like, "Fuck you! I will walk. I'm ready to walk away from this."
Sure.
So I gave.
Right.
But if she wants my 20, she could have my 20. So I basically said, "Here's the deal. I live at," and I gave her my address, and I said, "If you want to sell the cassette deck, meet me at my address tomorrow morning." And she
There you
said,
go.
"No, I'm not doing that. We could try again tomorrow at the parking lot." And I'm like, "No, that's my last deal. That's it. If you and mind you, this parking lot down the street from my house. So not asking her to drive a half hour, not even 15. It was a 2-minute drive down the street. And I don't even know where she's coming from to this parking lot. She might, for all I know, she lived across the street from me. But I gave her the address and basically said, "You come to my house tomorrow and we'll finish the transaction." And she's like, "I'm not doing that." And I'm basically like, "Well, then you're not selling a cassette deck." And then that was it. And then the next day she messages me, says, "You want to try meeting me at the parking lot again?" And I'm like, "I told you, you come here or we're not doing it." And then I didn't hear from her again. Which it's like, I'm not asking you to come inside my house. I don't like what is the harm of meeting someone on a
Well, she
street
thought
outside
that
in
was the
front of
security
their
risk,
house?
and that's the end of it. Yeah, you're right. You wouldn't make a deal because she's not willing to come to your terms.
Is my street less secure than a YMCA parking lot? I mean, it's. I mean, she could drive by and decide if it doesn't look safe to just keep driving, but it's still public outside. I'm not asking her to come in my house.
Well, I understand that. Although any
But I didn't push it. I basically
random
just said,
parking
"Take
lot
it, leave
can
it."
have the same risk as your place.
Right,
It
exactly.
would have been, in fact, actually, some police department would say, "This is an area where you can meet with people that you don't know, and you'll be safe here."
Well, I didn't.
So-
I didn't pressure. I basically was like, "Look,
Sure.
you want to sell it, you could come here. If you don't, don't." But I'm done playing this parking lot game. And so yeah, I bought a cassette deck from someone else. Anyways, but back to this Facebook listing of all these KTEL 8-tracks. So there was an 8-track in the list that I was not aware was released on 8-track because I haven't always. It's not like there's thorough documentation of all these things. It's bits of information you gather from what you see. And I realized like, oh, that's interesting. Because there was this set they put out in the early 70s, a box set of 4 LPs of 60 songs from the 60s. And the interesting thing about it is I guess the box set didn't sell that well. So they started splitting them up and selling them separately. And so I had never seen that box set on 8-track, but it was a 2-tape set. So anyways, I was like, oh, that's cool. I'd really like that. But it's only one of the 2 tapes, and it's a Facebook listing, which I hate. So I'm like, let me go on eBay. You know, it's been a while since I've looked through the KTEL 8-tracks on eBay. So I go on eBay, I look at the KTEL 8-tracks. Sure enough, a seller has those 2 tapes, that 2-tape set. Of course, he listed them separately. So I'd have to buy 2 of his listings to get this 2-tape set. And of course, what I do is I see, well, what else is this guy selling? Because I'd rather buy a lot and combine shipping if I'm going to do a transaction and buy something from someone. So I look at all the things he's got to sell. And he had another tape that was interesting. So I ended up buying 3 tapes from him. So I didn't even buy them. I put them on my watch list because that's another eBay thing I do now. You put something on your watch list and then you wait, and then usually they'll send an offer for like 10% off to try to entice you to complete the deal that's in your watch list. Not all sellers, but a lot of sellers do that. So he offered 10% off each of the 3 tapes I was watching. I accept them. I throw them in my shopping cart, and the shopping cart on eBay doesn't calculate a combined shipping rate. So I'm like, okay, this guy's going to need to modify the sale and send me a new invoice with combined shipping, because that's how it could be done normally. So I send him a message, and I say, hey, could you come up with a combined shipping rate and let me know, and I'll finish the transaction. And he's like, oh, I'm sorry, this is international shipping. I can't combine them.
Oh, no.
Dude was in Canada. It's not like he's shipping them from like Africa or China or Japan.
Right.
It's a customs form. It's a small customs form. But eBay offers a service that if you don't want to fill out a customs form, you could just let eBay do the paperwork, and then you send the package to eBay, and eBay will do the paperwork and send the package to the buyer. So that's what he did. But when you list items with that option and an international buyer buys them, you don't have control over the shipping rates to combine the shipping into a single package. And so he was just like, oh, sorry, you're out of luck. You're just going to have to pay the individual shipping. And it was like $20 shipping each tape, because international shipping through eBay is inflated to start with. So yeah, it's like I am not paying.
You're paying double the high price. Yeah,
right. So it would come to $60 shipping for 3 8-track tapes that were like $7 each. It was ridiculous. So I basically said, well, I'm not paying 3 shipping rates for this. So if you can't figure out how to combine the shipping, you're going to have to cancel the transaction. And then he canceled the transaction. Of course, this pissed me off, but I'm like, fine, whatever, good riddance. You don't want my money. But I really wanted those tapes, and I couldn't find them. Yeah. So overnight, the thought occurred to me, well, hey, this is an easy to solve problem. He should have figured this out, though. But I figured it out, and I told him what to do. So the next day, I sent a message. I'm like, hey, here's what you do. Take the 3 tapes down, list a single item, lot of 3 tapes, list them as one item, one shipping package, send me the link. I'll buy that. If it's worth your time to do the new listing, I'll complete the sale. I'll buy it. And he said, oh yeah, absolutely, I'll do that. I don't know why he didn't think of that, but
it seemed to be easy enough.
Someone who's selling should be savvy with these things. The buyer shouldn't have to teach the sellers how to work around eBay.
Sure. Yeah. No, I agree with that. Yeah, absolutely.
But I really wanted those tapes. But
and you ended up getting them, is that correct?
Yeah, well, they're in transition.
This is recent.
Yeah. So right. But I have the records, and so I was going through the records, and there were a lot of bad stereo mixes in the 60s. Well, you were there.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. And
I know some people preferred the mono because the mono was better, which seems kind of bizarre.
Well, no, that was absolutely true. And I do have such an example here, because I was going over what was on them, and I was like, oh, that song's got such a bad stereo mix. And it's like, oh, wait, I can fix that now. And so yes. I brought up here, and so we could play a game now. I was hoping Mars would be here, because I think I've played this song before, not like this, but more of a Dollar Bin Special thing. And I recall you're not a fan of the vocaling styles of the guy, but we'll see if you guess it again.
I'm willing to listen.
Yeah, we're gonna do name that tune with the because I isolated the stems using the AI tools. So here we go. Here's a fun game of name that tune, adding instruments one at a time. So we'll start as we normally do with bass and drums. Of course, bass and drums by itself can get a little repetitive quickly, but
It gets the rhythm going. That's the point.
yeah. But then there's this part,
Ooh, yeah.
and again, it's impressive what the isolation does.
I totally agree.
Sounding familiar at all?
Absolutely not.
All right, well let's add the guitar in.
All right. Twang your guitar.
That any familiarity or still?
A bit. It's formulating. It's formulating.
Whoops.
It seems like that guy that's playing the guitar is not really quite committed. I think the bass guy is working harder.
Yeah, it's got more of a bass than a guitar, but then again, it's kind of driven by piano more,
Oh, now that you've added that in.
and then the guitar solo. But I'm gonna.
That guitar seems to be kind of missing it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it kind of got buried in the full mix, but now
Good
it's
thing.
adding it
The full mix can hide a lot of the issues.
more. But have you
I'm
got it yet?
thinking something like either Tommy James or
No, it's not Tommy James.
Bobby Sherman.
I should
No?
I should queue up some Bobby Sherman one of these days.
Oh, by the way, a friend of mine on Facebook, a guy I've known for 40 years, did a happy birthday Mike Nesbitt. It's like,
Oh.
but he's dead.
Yeah, he is.
And they're cousins. It's like, oh,
Oh,
I don't think my friend has any music ability whatsoever, but that's
Huh.
beside the point. But that's interesting. What I liked about the Monkees is that they were really musicians. They weren't. It wasn't just a show of idiots that happened to be comical. They were knockoffs of the Beatles to some extent.
although the business people would have rather they were not musicians.
Probably.
But
Probably.
that was the problem. So you still haven't figured out what this song is.
No, those are my wild guesses.
All right. Well, it's
Apparently they're not.
Stop! I can't stop! Stop! I can't stop myself! Lightning striking again! Lightning striking.
And you did say 60s,
Nature's taken over.
yeah, I did say 60s.
so because Tommy James and Bobby Sherman are really more late 60s or 70s, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Am I correct?
well, I think Tommy James certainly was in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
I'm not sure when Bobby Sherman first came out. Probably, but late 60s still counts.
Yeah, well, this is true. That's true. Yeah.
I mean, heck, I think this,
This
song
is probably,
pro-
is this, fuck, I can't think of the name.
you recognize the song, but you don't quite have
Yeah,
it.
yeah. It's been a long time since I've heard it.
Yeah, heck, probably the last time you heard it was when I played it on the show last.
Probably.
No, it's Lou Christie.
Really?
Yeah. And this came out 65. December 65.
Okay, Tommy James and the Shondells formed in 64. That would have been my... one of the singles, Hanky Panky, was 66.
Right.
Crimson and Clover, my favorite song ever, is 69. That's why I think late 60s.
Right.
And then
And
Bobby Sherman is...
Well, Little Woman was 69. He had some other less known stuff before then, but Little Woman was his.
Oh, Bobby
first
Sherman
proper-
is dead
Yeah, he died this year.
last June.
Yeah,
Yeah, Little Woman. That was 69.
yeah. So he kind of entered into the charts.
So and that describes him as late 60s and early 70s.
Yeah. He just kind of hit the tail end of the 60s there with the start of his charting career.
Oh, and then he left show business in the 70s to be a paramedic
Yeah.
and a deputy sheriff.
Yep.
Well, so he's not just a pretty face.
No, not at all.
Nice.
Yeah. But anyways,
And so this band that we just played was what again?
Lou Christie.
Lou Christie.
But yeah, so that allowed me to.
And he's
separate-
dead as of this year. Son of a gun, this is a bad year.
All these years have been bad years. Have you been living under a rock?
I know. I just saying, just to say it.
Yeah, every year more of these musicians are just kicking it.
That was Lightning Strikes, right?
Correct.
Yeah, 69. Okay.
Yeah.
So actually,
no,
it's
69. No,
all-
65. 65.
I was reading it backwards.
Yeah.
Actually, 66, it says on Wikipedia.
Oh, that might be
And
when
that-
it charted. It released in December of 65.
Sure. And then 69 was I'm Gonna Make You Mine.
Right. It was kind of
So
a
he's a
comeback.
two-hit wonder. Oh, he grew up in Pittsburgh.
Ah,
Cool. The Moon Area High School. Wow. Born in the Pittsburgh area and died in the Pittsburgh area.
Yeah.
He really got around.
full circle, baby.
Actually, most of my wife's relatives are in the Pittsburgh area. I don't know that they were ever out of Pittsburgh. Although here's a good joke. So I have one brother-in-law that I think he's still in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Okay.
And the joke is, there are a number of people from Pittsburgh that live in Charlotte. And they call themselves halfback because the initial goal was to move to Florida, found it's too fucking hot there, so they moved halfway back to Pittsburgh.
Half back. Right. Okay.
They're all Steelers fans anyway, so that's where it becomes a joke.
I see.
So,
Yeah, that works. That,
everything's
oh,
relative, as it were.
Yeah. So, what are you doing for New Year's?
Undetermined.
Ah, no plans. You've gotten so many party invites, you have to decide which one that you're accepting.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's
Now we don't
absolutely-
want to go to the beach house because that means chances are you're driving when all the drunks are out.
Well,
Or
you
the
would.
amateur drivers are out.
Well, you'd go ahead of time and you'd stay put.
Yeah, just haven't worked that out yet.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, we're enjoying the 12 days of Christmas,
Right. Yeah.
which is funny because you see people taking down the Christmas decorations. Aren't you going to wait for the wise men? Damn it!
Yeah, no, we left our. I mean, our tree's still up. Usually after New Year's, so probably the weekend after New Year's, or maybe a week.
Well, you're
after
so
that.
close to Epiphany or when the wise men show up.
Right, right.
Which, by the way, I did not know this. I was looking it up. So most of the Protestants recognize the 12 days of Christmas, day one being Christmas Day, and then it ends the day before Epiphany when the wise men show up.
Okay.
Where Catholics start the count from the day after Christmas, so that the 12th day is when the wise men show up. Fascinating, isn't it?
That I did not know.
Yeah.
That is a detail they left
Yeah.
out. Of,
I mean,
by
the
education.
song. What is the Lords of Leaping? That's the number 12, isn't it?
the 12 drummers drumming,
See, then
11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping,
that's 10.
9 ladies
Okay.
dancing, 8 maids.
So forget about the 10 lords being the 3
Now-
wise men.
Now there are different versions that put them in different order. So, but I don't know if you know what we need to Google this. But I mean, the way I learned it, so the way I know it, and the way I mostly hear it is 12 drummer drumming, 11 pipers piping, 10 lords a leaping. But I have heard other versions that have the order differently. Different orders for 12 days of Christmas. So let's see.
They actually have the lyrics in Wikipedia.
Well, does Wikipedia give the alternate lyrics though, or the alternate orders? Because I know that can vary
Oh, variations on the lyrics.
on the
yes.
order. Yeah, I've heard different versions put them in different orders. That's what I'm saying. So I'm trying to figure out what
Well,
the alternate
5
was.
gold rings becomes 5 golden rings.
So
They talk about the final 4 days being reordered. The pipers on the 9th day rather than the 11th.
oh, then who goes on the 11th in that version?
Holy crap! They get this long thing. Mirth without mischief is one source. Angus is a source.
Okay.
Barring Gould is a source. This is from 1840, which pear tree is the partridge in a pear tree is standard, but this one version is part of a juniper tree. Whoa!
Okay. Oh, that's an
But
option.
most of them are partridge upon a pear tree. Turtle doves looks like it's standard for day 2. We are just going in the weeds here.
Well,
French hens is pretty much. Oops,
you know, that's a lot of birds. I mean, can you imagine? Like-
the bird poop.
Yeah, like at some point you're like, dude, could you please stop gifting me birds? I
Yeah.
have enough birds. I'm good. Please stop.
You get into
I was good with the turtle doves and the partridge. This is getting ridiculous.
partridge, turtleage, French hens, collie birds.
I do not need swans a swimming. I do not have a place for them to swim.
Oh well, you're gonna have to build a pond.
I can't take a shower because I got swans swimming in my tub. Could you
Yeah, but
please
that would
stop
be 7.
giving me birds?
Be 7 swans, right?
7 swans on each day past day 7 too, because does that mean you get 8 maids of milking and some. And where am I putting all these maids? And where am I keeping the Lord? I'm gonna have to get a Lord closet. I'm gonna have to get a piper closet. I'm gonna have to get a drummer closet. I mean, I gotta cover room and board for all these leaping lords and dancing ladies.
Okay, so this is going to be bad.
Okay.
Maids of milking.
Yeah.
Would that be involve trafficking? Didn't want to go there. Bad Brian. Bad Brian shows up.
If anyone traffics maids of milking to me, I'm just you're free. You're free. Go.
I don't know what
Go.
that means. And I'm
You're
not
free.
convinced.
I have no room for you. Go.
Yes.
Here's a phone. Call someone. Oh man.
Oh,
Shit.
oh,
You know-
okay. So 11, ladies dancing, or drummers drumming, or bears a baiting,
Bears a baiting. What is that?
ladies swimming.
Isn't that a Conan bit?
I don't know.
The
I just don't
masturbating
know.
bear was on Conan.
Badgers baiting is another version.
Badgers baiting.
Oh boy, that's funny. That is funny. Yeah, the variations are interesting.
Well, I remember.
You kind of learn one version, right, growing up.
You know what I remember? Did you ever watch the TV show In Living Color?
No,
No, never.
was that in black and white?
No, that was in the 90s. It was in in living color. It was in absolutely living color.
Actually, it was the late '90s when colorizing was becoming popular.
I don't think that's the color they were referring to when they said.
Just kidding.
Living color was. I guess the best way I could explain what they mean by color is that Jim Carrey was on the cast as the token white guy. So, and now you're Googling it. But,
Absolutely, it's comedy.
Yeah, it was a sketch comedy show. Is what it was.
Oh, they don't show any pictures of the cast.
They don't. They should.
Wikipedia.
Keenan Ivory Wayans and other people's whose last name were Wayans and Jim Carrey. And
Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx, that's right. Yeah, he was there too. And it was kind of a sketch comedy type of show. Well, I just remember one time they did a mock commercial for like a Christmas music set.
There's one section of the cast that says "Fly Girl."
Yeah, the Fly Girls. They would dance on the set in between sketch because they'd have a DJ out there with the music and the Fly Girls dancing. And someone famous was.
Most seasons would have 2 or more.
Hmm.
And there's one season looked like there was only one. No, there was an overlap that way. I didn't see
Well,
that.
there were more than 1 or 2 Fly Girls. Maybe they just didn't credit all of them.
No, yeah, you have to read it. I mean, the first person, Deidre Lang, was in all 4 seasons. That's the only one.
I see.
And then the next season, Rosie Perez was only on 4 of the seasons. And then there's 3 people that are 3 seasons. One person.
Yeah, there
season.
was a bunch of.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of moving around.
But I think Jim Carrey was there throughout the entire run, or most of it, anyways.
Yes, entire thing. Tommy Davidson was the whole thing. David Allen Greer was the whole thing.
Yeah. At some point, the Wayans lost control of it, and were not there for the last seasons. But
Damon Wayans was 3 surgeons and then became a reoccurring for the 4th, and then not on the 5th.
yeah. No, but the reason I brought it up was that one of the types of sketches they would do would be, fake commercials for fake products. And so there was some fake commercial for a a Christmas music set. The gag being that it was some duo that anytime they try to sing a duet, they would start arguing, and so like there was like you get the album long version of Silent Night, and you know. That in itself was, you know, maybe not the funniest joke. I mean, it was more about the acting and the act fighting that they're doing while the announcers talk about, you know, you can get the 20-minute extended version of Silent Night. Or you can get, but the punchline I liked was, or if you order now, you can get our 6 CD set of their version of the 12 Days of Christmas.
6 CD set.
Right.
Oh, that's
because,
great. Oh, I want that.
you know, the gag being that they're arguing was turning these like 3-minute songs into 20-minute songs that, you know, to me, that was like the ultimate punchline there. The 6 CD set of the 12 Days of Christmas, because that's how long they made this song with their arguing. But I don't know. I'd have to find that again, because I'm sure my describing it is not doing it any justice. But I do not remember. Well, it would be on a Christmas episode, so I guess that would be. Anyway, something to look for.
Well, we're down to one viewer
We are well
on Twitch. That is.
I'm surprised that we've maintained a viewer that long.
Right. I had a feeling that like Dune would be gone.
I don't know.
He could be there just you know,
be there.
clipping his nails or something like that.
He could be. That's usually Mars's job, but
Right.
No, it looks like it's Viscerist is Versatist is still viewing, so that's cool. Shout
Oh,
out.
okay.
Yeah, because if you hit the little in the top right corner there's a little 2 people icon that will give you a list of people in the chat, and then if it turns into a chat bubble, so you can set it back to the actual chat. So yeah, we lost Dune. Maybe we're talking about groceries, and we lost Mod Pro.
Well, hey, thanks for stopping in, folks.
Well,
Even though you can no longer hear us.
We got another 15 minutes to fill out here.
Exactly.
It's the last show of the year.
Oops, I hit the refresh on the Twitch screen, and it has to show me an ad again, like I've never been there before.
So I guess this is our moment for kind of a 2025 in review as we prepare for another year of this. So I don't know what was nothing major comes to mind for as far as 2025 being an eventful year. I mean, it was
well, I got my Twitch my Plex server running.
Oh, that yeah. Oh,
and they, you know, they added photographs, so you can post your photographs on there as well.
And I got my Plex server rebuilt, switched over to Ubuntu, and I got my remote power on switch and UPS up and running for better remote management. Oh, I got my. This was the year of getting surround sound in the car, so that was
good.
That was an accomplishment.
Back into the car, right?
Back into the car. Well, the streaming surround into the car.
Yeah.
Previously, it was disc based only. Although, if I buy another car next year, then I got to, which I don't know. This car, I don't know how much longer this car is gonna.
What year is it?
It's a 2008.
So you're going.
But it still runs. It's not giving me any signs of trouble.
And you haven't had much mechanical issues.
Right.
How many miles on it?
That's a question. Forget off the top of my head.
I got tired of GM and Ford products primarily.
Yeah.
Because at around 80,000 miles, you're starting to throw a lot of money into it.
This one,
like my Ford, let's see what crapped out. First, I threw in money to replace the compressor for the air conditioner. I was in Houston. That was a must.
Right.
And then a few months later, I replaced the condenser. So it was a double whammy on the AC.
Yeah, that would be.
You know, that was annoying. Other vehicles had other things going on. We actually got rid of a Nissan Maxima because it was going to be $1,000 to replace the stupid ass sensor that was deep in the engine.
Well, I never finished my previous story when I was talking about what options I was looking at as far as U.S. cars if I were going to buy a new car.
Yeah.
And when I was running that by my dad's like, well, I've not been buying U.S. cars lately. And he basically was like, get a Honda or a Toyota. Is basically his recommendations.
Yeah, Toyotas are solid. I mean,
Yeah.
this thing I have is a Nissan, and it's going to go 300,000 miles, and I've got 65 on it. So it'll go a long way.
Yeah. But this Ford, knock on wood, has been going strong. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like, well, I could put a down payment on a car and add a car payment to my budget, or I could just not do that and not throw money at that every month and hope that this car keeps going. Not to mention, then I'd have to figure out how to move the sound system over from one car to another. So that would be a project. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Well, to some extent, well, in fact, like our friend Nick would talk about getting rid of his RAV4. It's getting rather old, but like you hardly ever use it. Why replace it with something that's going to be, what are you going to do? Have to replace the battery now and then?
Yeah, I don't know. But I don't know how it's been driving or what his thoughts are there. But
Yeah.
I mean, because he's still he's probably getting to the grocery store every week.
Actually, he does a lot of, because of his medical condition, he does a lot of home deliveries.
Oh, now he's retired at this point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Target laid him off after being there about 5 years,
Mm-hmm.
basically because we want younger people to work for us.
They didn't say that.
They did say that.
Oh,
It's like,
wow.
fucking assholes.
So
Don't you understand employment law? But he decided not to bother. It's a good time to retire. Although he would have preferred to be another couple of years because he wasn't quite on Medicare yet.
yeah, that would. I know he was always. Heck, I think he was. He always talked about things like that and had thoughts about things like that, like how to retire, how many, he's like, well, you don't want to retire from a company that you want to be with a company for a period of time before you retire from that company. So like, I think there was a period of time he was hoping that he would stay with Tharco to retirement.
Well, he was hoping for that for sure. Yeah.
But certainly that was an element of
Yeah.
why, because pursuing other options, there was kind of a, well, no, I don't know, because then you got to be there a certain number of years before you want to retire from there, but then heck, things worked out completely differently than he was ever imagining, I guess.
Well, you keep planning. Yeah, I want to stay with these guys for a long time because I want a decent retirement out of them.
Right.
But that, in fact, like today, a lot of companies aren't offering much. They're good. Oh, we'll match your 401k, and that's going to be enough for you, which is horseshit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fortunately, I don't have to
my
rely on my
generation
401k.
doesn't really get a retirement. We get.
Actually, I was talking to the investment guys who says, yeah, he has a bunch of clients that are younger, and they're just walking away from money down the table. Like, you should be checking for whatever you got coming, but they just don't give a shit. It's not about money, apparently.
Well, I don't know. I mean,
you don't want to
401k,
be going to a soup kitchen to survive when you're 70 years old.
No.
So
I mean, I got 401k, I got employee matching, but I mean, that's just that's not anything like the generations before me got.
where you got a big old pension, right? And then let's see, here's a solid company, General Motors. Oh, that's right, they went through bankruptcy, so a lot of retirees got fucked.
And not to mention, who knows what's going to be left of Social Security when I become that age, because money that I've been paying into it, the government the Republicans keep wanting to take that away from me.
Stealing it, yes.
Yeah,
right.
they want to steal it. They want to steal my money. Talk about the real bad guys. If someone's trying to steal your money, it's the Republicans trying to talk about Social Security as an entitlement.
Yeah.
When it's like, no, that's my money. I put that in there. You know.
You know, I mean, yeah.
Who the fuck are you?
Ideally, Social Security should be, and Medicare should be self-funded.
Well, I mean,
The
remember,
money that you put into it should be available.
well, wasn't that what Al Gore was trying to like lockbox, where his W wanted to piss it away?
Yeah, I don't recall.
I don't know. I remember there was something about a lockbox that got turned into a punchline on Saturday Night Live.
Okay.
But I don't know if that had to do with.
In fact, I had a friend of mine,
Directly
not a
with that.
friend, but I was working for a guy that he was Republican. He believed that Medicare should be privatized. So the money you put in goes into your own account, basically.
Hmm.
And I don't have a problem with that, because where we're going with Medicare is they're just stealing your money. Protected from the assholes that are in the White House and the Congress that doesn't give a shit.
I mean, we're the only first world country that doesn't have a, healthcare plan
Yeah.
for which,
In fact, a recent one I said is, why are your teeth and your eyes separate from your health insurance?
well, those doctors are separate, and I mean,
By the way, your ears
for
are also,
reasons.
your hearing is also separate, by the way. That may not be included.
Well,
I mean, often it is, but
that would be a specialist. So that all
when was
depends
the last
on
time?
what's.
When was the last time you got a hearing test?
What'd you say?
When was the last time you got a hearing test?
Sorry, I didn't catch that.
I know you're fucking with me. Yeah, and you don't even
I don't know,
remember,
first
right?
grade.
So the last time I got a hearing test was I was in the Air Force Reserves. So I had a full exam, and they included a hearing test. And as I was leaving, and I was 25 years old, so that was way a long time ago. So as I was leaving, I met with an Air Reserve pilot that also took it. And I said, "So how did you do?" He goes, "Oh, well, I did great. I passed." But so I go into the booth, and they give you that button to push whenever you hear something.
Right.
He said as soon as he got in the booth, he just started pushing the button. Never heard a goddamn thing.
Well, I remember in grammar school,
And he's a pilot. Jesus Christ.
in grammar school, they gave us annual ear tests, and I remember the way they did it. Because I guess they couldn't afford a new pair of headphones. They would say, all right, when you hear a beep in your left ear, raise your left hand, and you hear a beep in your right ear, raise your right hand.
Right.
And I heard a beep in the left ear, I raised my left hand. I heard a beep in my left ear, I raised my left hand. I heard a beep in my left ear. After about like 5 or 6 beeps in my left ear, they said, okay, hold on a second. Then I heard a beep in my right ear. I raised my right hand.
Oh, great. That's funny as hell. That's almost as funny as the pilot story.
They had to get it done one way or another.
I love it, man. Let's use this old technology. The Lions Club has this really nice program where they take this device into a school, and they have you sit in front of the device. It's basically a camera, but it focuses on your eyes, and it can identify certain problems with the vision.
Mhm.
It's not like an eye test or anything like that. It's just, like, let's see, do you need glasses or whatever? It shows a number of eye problems. So, and then they'll give you a report. Now go fix this, right? Go see an eye doctor and get this work done. So my brother's with the school a second time around, and this kid comes in. He got the same results. Go see your doctor. And the mother said, "Well, we did this last year, and yeah, same results. Did you see a doctor? Duh.
Well, you know, there's the old
Is there
story.
anything between your ears or eyeballs?"
There's the old story about the elderly couple where the husband thinks that his wife's hearing is going. You know, she doesn't seem to respond to me. And so he decides, I'm going to test it. I'm going to test it one of these days. So he sees her sitting in a chair. He comes in the room behind the chair. And he's like, oh, this is perfect. Sneaks up and says, hey, honey, can you hear me? No response. So he's like, all right, we'll try again a little louder. Honey, can you hear me? No response. He's like, oh, God, this is worse than I thought. So he gets right in front of her and goes, honey, can't you hear me? And she said, for the third time, yes.
All right. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, I've told that one a lot.
Yeah, that's a good twist.
It's
What the fuck?
and then there's the other old lady that goes to the doctor, and you know, the doctor says, you know, do you have any, you know, problems that you'd like to report to me? And she goes, well, geez, doc, I gotta tell you, I've been having a lot of gas lately. You know, it's silent, and it doesn't smell. In fact, you probably don't even realize this, but I'm passing gas right now. And the doctor goes, yeah, I think I might see what the issue is here, and writes her a prescription. Says, here, take these pills. Come see me in, you know, 3 or 4 weeks. So she gets the prescription filled. She takes the pills. Comes back for a follow-up appointment. Doctor says, well, how's it going? And she's like, well, doc, I don't know what you gave me, but my gas is still silent. But man, does it reek. It is just quite a stench. Doctor says, okay, great. The pills worked. They cleared out your sinuses. Now let's see what we can do about your hearing.
Oh, double whammy. That's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
I just love the image of her in the doctor's office just letting ass rip. Like, you probably don't even know it. I'm passing gas right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Well, we've managed to make it through another 2 hours. And, gee, I hope our friend Mars is good, getting ready to wrap up his 2025. And hopefully we'll be back to join us next year. Hopefully. Yeah. But anyways, I guess it's time to open the show. Or
open!
And then close the show. Because this has been another fun-filled edition of
Insert title here.
And we do try to be educational here. And of course, since this is the last show of the year, this is when we need to say, what have we learned this week? And what have we learned this year? And so, Brian, what about you? What have you learned this week?
We should have been thinking about this ahead of time.
Yeah, I'm just putting us on the spot right now.
This, well, I failed to identify the musician that you played.
Okay.
2 wrong guesses.
2 wrong guesses. Not Tommy James,
and it wasn't Lou
not
Reed.
And it wasn't Lou Reed.
Reed.
And not Bobby Sherman.
And it wasn't Bobby Sherman, and it wasn't Tommy James.
Right.
And it wasn't Grand Funk Railroad.
No, that was
Wait,
not
where
Mark
did that come
Farner.
from? Right. Or Mel Schaffner. I don't know how you say his name. The bass player.
Or Don Brewer.
We got the whole band.
We do. They're an American band.
Oh, I hate that song. It's like no shit, Sherlock.
It's not my favorite. I prefer the earlier material.
Oh
I
yeah,
like
their
it.
first couple albums are great.
Oh yeah, Closer to Home.
yeah.
You know, TNUC.
Oh, I did
Inside
tell
Looking
you.
Out.
I did tell you that. Oh, I have. So I have the Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody,
Yeah.
but the only version that I had was just the vocals and the piano.
Oh, that file I put together some years ago. That was the multis leaked, and I thought it'd be fun to put like a mix together of Freddie solo at the piano. So yeah, I think I sent you that file.
No, well, this does come under a.
Oh, has that leaked out further?
Oh, unknown album. So maybe this is what you did send to me,
Yeah, I probably sent that to you.
and it had other stuff on it too, right?
Yes, that was just something I threw
Some were
together.
just called various artists.
Oh, huh.
Can I keep this dream? Tap dance on a cloud. Oh, these are great hits. Track 09.
I love
me.
that one.
Track 11.
Oh, that's got a great tambourine solo on it.
Oh, fantastic. Oh,
yeah.
and Birdland.
Birdland.
Huh.
But I don't know what I've learned this year or this show. I guess I learned that Lou Christie is dead because I don't recall noticing that. Okay.
What did you say about Lou Christie? What?
I guess I learned today that Lou Christie is dead because I don't know if I noticed that back in June.
Oh.
Yeah. So that's why I learned today.
Okay. All right.
Or
Yeah,
relearned
yeah.
it. Maybe I. But anyways, on that note, I think it's time to look for someone to raid.
Yeah, we'll accept all two of us, right?
Yeah, that will accept. I don't know. Is it worth raiding when there's only one other person watching?
I'd do it anyway, see if they would get accepted. But no.
Well, Tired Actor is live, so
All right.
We'll
And
give
she
it
usually accepts us anyway, right?
except for when she doesn't.
Right.
Oh no, she's got like a limit set, so it won't let us do it. So maybe we'll raid Pineapple Hoops.
Right on.
But Pineapple Hoops will take our single viewer.
Yay.
All right. Well, we'll be back next week, and
All right.
have a happy and safe New Year, and don't drink and drive. Good night.
Yeah, we plan not to.
Yeah.
Right. Super. And you too. Be safe. Be cool. Be good.
All right. We have raided.
All right. All right.